Welcome to episode 104 of the Binge Boys podcast. I am the host with the most, Logan. I have a co-host with me. She will be introduced in a second. But today we're doing something a little different. If you watched the Instagram story that I posted this morning, this is Binging Bach. This is a new thing. I've been thinking about doing this for a minute. Ever since I watched last season and when I watched Love is Blind, I was like, I got to do something. So here we are. Benji, just do me a favor and drop the beat real quick so we can just get right into it and start talking business. Welcome to episode. Oh, God, that is not that. No. There we go. There we go. And here we are. Boom.
Wow. We're bumping.
I'm joined by Kaleigh.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kaleigh.
It's
10:30 p.m. in Alabama.
Oh, yeah. 11:30 in Atlanta. We're doing this kind of late, but that's okay because we are excited. Kaleigh, do you want to tell the cool people how we know each other and why you're here?
Yeah, so Logan and I, we work for the same construction firm. We were intern babies forever. So we're like legends. We have a legacy per se in the intern world with our company. And now we're full time. But now we're in different time zones. I do not live in Atlanta any longer. But yeah, we're still friends.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, we're here to talk about the Bachelor Nation.
Woohoo!
Everything that comes with that, because who else? Why else? Why not?
Yeah, exactly. Who more qualified to talk about The Bachelor than me and Kaleigh? So,
right. Absolutely.
So here we are. We're going to do it our way, and this is our first iteration of this, so this might change as we go along, but hope to get a good grasp on it here in the next couple weeks. So the goal is to break down the episode from the previous night. This is being recorded on Tuesday. Obviously, episode's airing on Monday. Just for us to discuss, the drama that happened, the best couples, the worst couples. Obviously, each season will be different because, each season has a different thing. There's either The Bachelor or The Bachelorette or Paradise, or this is the first of its kind. Listen to your heart. And I'll just start it off right off the bat by saying I was genuinely surprised how much I enjoyed watching it.
Yep. I think that's exactly what I said once it was over. I was like, I was expecting so much worse.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that bad. I thought it was going to be really cringeworthy. I thought it was going to be like High School Musical, the Bachelor Nation version, and they were just going to sing like every other second.
Yes.
And I thought it was going to be something that cringy, but it really wasn't. It wasn't that bad at all.
No, it wasn't. I completely agree. I thought the same thing. I thought it was going to be a really cheesy, forced music thing, and no, I enjoyed watching it. For me, I'm not a Bachelor veteran. Like Kaleigh, have you watched The Bachelor / Bachelorette, whatever, for a while now?
I want to say since the summer of 2018.
Okay, so you've watched it for a few years.
About 2 years. Yeah, I started in Becca's season.
Okay.
I don't know if that means anything to you. And this is my cat.
Your cat is, wow, all up in it. That's okay.
Yep.
Animals are welcome. We love animals here. So yeah, I only watched Peter's season, and then obviously not related to The Bachelor, but I watched Love is Blind. Only watched Love is Blind because I was like, okay, so I liked The Bachelor. I'm gonna give
You
other.
like The Bachelor after Peter's season?
Well, I mean, I
Oh,
liked like
your standards are low, brother.
same reason that like I have
Is it just
done
like
enough.
the concept? Is that kind of the
Yeah,
thing?
I
Like
dig the concept. I
you
thought it was
fell in
gonna
love with the
be.
concept?
I thought it was gonna be trash, and I mean, it's reality TV. It's kind of trash, but we all know it and we love it.
Oh my gosh, I could talk forever about Peter's season, but like that's not really why we're here. But
I've done plenty of
that was
research.
not a good season.
Listened to plenty of people say that
Oh.
Peter is one of the worst bachelors of like all time. Maybe
Right. If you notice, so the new girl, that's the Bachelorette, I'm kind of spacing out on her name right now, but she's kind of older, like she's in her 30s.
Mhm.
So we're generally used to like these younger 20 kids that kind of like, there's kids that are my age on that show, and I'm like, come on, like you're that desperate for love at 22, like you need to get over yourself.
Yeah.
So they started her season when all the coronavirus stuff hit, and she's like in her 30s, and most of her cast were like in their mid 20s, and they got a lot of backlash when a lot of that information started leaking. And so they took a pause because of coronavirus, and they decided to recast her. So they got rid of all of her guys, and they're recasting guys that are older. So that's why when you watch Listen to Your Heart and they said, you want to date our next bachelorette?
Wow.
And have like the casting with her face? Because generally in the past, like it says, do you want to date our next bachelor or bachelorette? And they don't tell you at all who it's going to be because you don't know who it's going to be. It's just you go and you interview and you have no idea who they're going to hook you up with. You always find out like during either like the women tell all or during the finale who like the next person's going to be. And so they just literally have her face up there. They're like, do you want to date this girl? Please come interview.
Yikes.
So bad.
That is bad.
So it's going to be a very interesting season because this will probably be one of the first times ever that the people know who it is they're going to be dating when they cast.
Dang.
Which is really interesting.
I heard they also got backlash because of I think this season they wanted to introduce some female love interests for the Bachelorette. And they
wanted to do like a bisexual season.
Yeah, she said she was cool with it, but then I guess when they asked a bunch of the contestants if they were cool with it, the contestants were like, no, that's not fair. So that's why they got rid of a lot of people as well. Because they're like, yeah, you're not open minded. I could see that being
an issue. Because think about it, like with Bachelors in Paradise or with this new season of what's the name of the season? Listen to Your Heart. I was want to say Follow Your Heart, and that doesn't make any sense. With Listen to Your Heart, you have both genders in the same area, and they're already fighting and trying to make love interest with each other. So if you have a bisexual bachelorette and her girls are also bisexual, who says they're not going to end up wanting to hook up with each other or hook up with the guys in the house? So it's just going to be messy. I think it'd be interesting to see that they would be there just for her. Yeah. I feel like there's going to be a lot of like side off love triangles happening.
That's why I'm thinking that like if they want to go the route of having like a gay bachelor or bachelorette, then they just need to make it like 100% that sex. Like they need to make it like they can't have the bisexualness because that, like you said, there's going to be off relationships between
the same thing with the gay idea, right? Though, right? Because you have a bachelor and then you have a house full of guys who are also gay. So now you have 20 guys in the same household. And what's to say, like, why would they care? They're all good looking guys that kind of are all there for the same thing.
That's true.
So I don't know. It'd be really interesting, but it would also be a tell-all to show that they're not there for the right reasons, which is also kind of what's important.
You got to think that they've talked about it at least. ABC, like they've had these conversations and stuff about all that good stuff.
Yeah, but
is your cat currently going crazy right now?
Yeah, she has a little jangle ball thing.
How cute.
She's nocturnal. It's not cute. You don't love it. But let's talk about listen to your heart.
Let's
So
talk about listen to your heart.
let's talk first impressions. Do you want to do that really quick?
Yeah. Go. You go.
Let's do it. So first, when they began, right, in the first person walk in the house, Jamie, right?
Okay. Yeah. So I'm
What do
gonna
you
pull
think
up.
about Jamie?
I have pictures of all of the cast. Oh, okay. Jamie. Yes.
Yes.
The probably the
The
most
love triangle lady.
Yeah. love triangle. I dig her. However, I feel like she's gonna be drama filled.
Literally, okay, so don't like Jamie.
Yeah.
Not a fan of Jamie. Part that cracks me up the most, and like this is kind of just jumping all over the place, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Jamie walked in saying, "Hey, I don't want drama. I'm not the drama girl. I don't like I'm nervous about that," because it was just her, Ryan, and I think like Matt at the very beginning, just the three of them chilling on the couch or something.
Yeah.
Fast forward to the end of the episode, she started a love triangle, which, like, bless her heart, all the guys in that household are musically talented and attractive. So my heart would be racing too if I was single and also musically talented, and that's what I wanted. So you can't really blame her all that much. But she went for Trevor and then also went for Ryan. Trevor and Ryan. So she goes for Trevor and Ryan, right? And then obviously ended up going the Trevor route. And I totally called the ending because there's a later episode where you can see where Ryan is like laying into Jamie, like hardcore. So I was like, she has to pick Trevor because we're at the cocktail party and no one's laying into anyone yet. So Jamie has to pick Trevor. So Jamie picks Trevor, which only leaves oh gosh, what's her name too? There's so many people already. Rudi. Yeah. That leaves Rudi to pick Ryan. And Rudi said at the end, like when they're walking out, that she kind of liked Ryan and she could see potential with him. Ryan already has a thing for Jamie, and that there's already like a little fuss happening there. So I think by default, Jamie accidentally just started an indirect war with Rudi, and Rudi is the most dramatic person in the house.
Oh, yes.
By far, the most dramatic person in the house. So, yeah. What did you think about the part where Judy was in the hot tub with, I think, Matt? And he was like talking about kissing her, and she's like, "Oh, I don't look good right now. I don't want to kiss
Rudi and Matt.
Yeah, in the hot tub.
Yeah, I found it very awkward with all of the guys, and we'll get to the guy that we both are thinking of at this moment. Now we'll get to him later, but at first, like before all the shit happened with Matt, I genuinely I liked Matt, and I still kind of like Matt.
I don't mind Matt.
But
I don't mind Matt. I think Rudi kind of misconstrued Matt's words because you didn't really hear the conversation between the two of them before Rudi took Mel. Not Rudi, sorry. Before what are all their names? I do like guy number 1 and guy number 2. I do a lot better with numbers. Matt. Before Matt picked Mel to go on the singled out date.
Yeah.
Rudi said that Matt and him had like a one-on-one talk, and Rudi said that Matt had said that he was going to pick her.
Yeah.
And then he turned around and picked Mel, and so she felt like blindsided. And I was like, did he say that to you though? Because I don't. Bachelor, the producers specifically chose to leave out their conversation because they definitely have footage of their conversation.
Yeah.
To kind of feed into, I think, that lie to make it seem so much worse than it was. But I think she's just kind of full of it.
Yeah.
A little too much.
I think she's more dramatic than Jamie is for sure.
Oh.
However, Jamie, I could just tell Jamie's going to be a crier. And just looking at previews for like the next couple of weeks, like Jamie's crying in every scene. She's like, towards the end of this first episode when she was like, I like them both. I'm so confused. It's like, what are you confused about? And like you said earlier, you can't necessarily blame her or any of these people for having like two interests because it's the first night. The producers, Chris Harrison, everyone's just encouraging, like, go meet people, go mingle, go have fun. So it's hard to not like a few of the people in there.
Right.
But she just so happened to latch on to some of the cooler of the guys.
Right.
And, you know, she had no choice with Ryan because her and Ryan were the first in there. So she had to talk to Ryan. And of course, Ryan and her were going to click because they were the only two people there.
Right.
But
yeah, I made like a joke when Ryan comes in. I think the first words out of Ryan's mouth was something along the lines of, when I saw Jamie, the first thing I noticed was her beautiful smile. And I was like, the first thing you notice in general is Jamie because she's the only girl there. Like, what? Who else are you going to notice anything else about?
Yeah. The first thing I noticed about Jamie is that she is the only other human here.
Right.
So
yeah,
so
I'm kind of upset with their like date when they sang John Mayer's
Gravity.
I was so hoping that they would like harmonize or do something. It was just they were both beautiful singers, but I was like, I want them to harmonize. Like, what is it? Where's the magic?
I'm having trouble grasping this whole like music portion of this. Like I see that like later on in this, I think this is like a really short, it's only like 6 weeks or 7 weeks or something. It's like shorter than a regular season. I know that. It's only supposed to last.
It also makes me really, really sad because I feel like we're not going to get a Bachelors in Paradise this year.
We might not.
Because this is so similar to Bachelors in Paradise, and with the whole outbreak,
it's likely we won't get it.
I'm so sad.
And
there's high potential, and we won't get it.
Yeah, I'm having trouble figure out how this is all going to go down. But I mean, just from the first episode, I can't name them just because I need a couple episodes to get the names down. But like, I could go back and picture like half of the cast almost. Like, there's a lot of like notable people. So let's go through a few of them.
Right. I really like the cast this year. I really like the cast for this episode too, because I feel like they're all super relatable, like normal people. While before it's always like Instagram models and like the hottest people you could possibly get.
Yeah.
So it's really interesting to see people that are like generally just there to meet someone, not there because they're caring about their follower count, which is kind of interesting because they are also trying to advance their music career.
Yeah.
But
because is this going to be like American Idol where at the end of this, yes, they're going to find love, but yes, they also might get like a record deal or something? Like, how's this going to go down?
Right. I feel like they're just going to be, it might end like Bachelors in Paradise. Have you watched a season of Bachelors in Paradise yet?
I haven't.
So the way that Bachelors in Paradise works, it's the same concept of you have an uneven amount of guys to girls or girls to guys, and whoever has the smaller amount that episode picks, like they'll have the roses and they'll hand them out. Once you get towards the end, like the last like couple episodes, like basically the very last episode is all the couples that are left over. So they'll have like another go and say there's like 8 couples or something, right? Those 8 couples then get to choose if they want to break up or get engaged. So they get to choose one or the other. Most of the time when they choose break up, they generally just leave the show and then get back together in real life.
Yeah.
And then continue on with their life. And then some of the ones that get engaged don't generally make it. So for example, Bachelors in Paradise last season, Demi, which I hope you know who Demi is.
I do.
She ended up dating a girl named Kristen. So there was 2 girls on the show that Demi basically pulled in Kristen because Kristen's not familiar to the Bachelor Nation. She is just a girl that Demi happened to meet in real life. And Demi was seeing a guy. So she was like, I can't stop thinking about this girl. I have to bring her on this episode. So bring her on this season. So she dragged this Kristen girl into the season. They ended up getting engaged. And then after like 3 weeks in real life, they broke up. While there's like some people that choose not to do the engagement and they're still dating. So it's like very weird because it's not always true to what happens, but that might be how this kind of ends too. Once it gets to the end, they'll have 8 kind of strong couples And they'll choose if they want engagement or if they don't want engagement.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting because keep in mind the whole oh my goodness. You're right. As this continues, we'll remember the name so much better. But Trevor and Jamie.
Yeah.
Trevor's like 29 and Jamie's like 21.
Wow, I didn't realize it's such the big age difference. What's funny is Trevor was on American Idol, and when they showed his flashback, I remembered because I watched that season. So I remembered, and I was like, oh my God, it's that guy. So I do like Trevor. I really like Sheridan.
I love Sheridan. Like Sheridan, and I think Julia's her name. They are like I want them to stay together the entire season. Like no one break up Sheridan or Julia or you'll become part of my shit list so fast.
I was really worried about Julia because she looked like she was taking a liking to it was one of the
bald guy.
Yeah, it was one of the tall dark guys. It was either Gabe or Chris. I forget which one of them, but she was taking a liking to one of them. I think it was Chris. And Sheridan, like Sheridan looks like the guy that like is textbook there for the right reasons. Like
right. Exactly.
He's genuinely looking for love. Also, yes, to advance his music career, but he's there to find the girl of his dreams or whatever. And like every time he was on screen, I was like, let's go Sheridan. Like, I'm rooting for this guy.
Right. Chris ended up getting with Bree.
Yes.
And I think Bree is super cringy. I do not like Bree. Bree's just
She's like, oh my God, I've never just been with this guy before.
This is so weird to say right now, but blah, 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 like just way too much. And I'm like, girl, you got to tone it down like 20 degrees.
Yeah. I'm looking at them. I really like
believer when one of these new hot girls are going to come in. Feel kind of bad for.
I like Matt. Regardless of the whole like, did he promise Rudi? Also, come on, that's not though. Producers. What the hell? Shouts to Kaleigh's boyfriend.
But like with Mel, I kind of give props to Mel because Mel kind of left that toxic whatever was happening with Matt by going for the other guy from Austin, Texas, I think. The one Christian singer. And I was like, you know what? You go, girl. Gabe. Yeah, she went for Gabe, and he's from Houston. But yeah, she kind of left that situation. I was like, that was probably the smartest thing you could have done.
When
you took a total power move.
Talk about a total surprise when Cheyenne chose Matt.
Yes. I didn't even really know who else she was going to pick.
No, neither did I. It's just another case example that, and this is what I learned last season of The Bachelor, is that they don't televise every conversation. So, like, for all we know, Cheyenne and Matt had a really good connection. They just didn't televise it because it wasn't included in on the whole Mel versus Rudi. Also, they have a Ruby and a Rudi in the same season. Come on, producers. Why the hell did you do that?
Well, one has the most beautiful pink hair I think I've ever seen before in my life.
Yes, that's Ruby.
Okay. Yes, there's a few of them on here that I don't think I've really seen before, so they might be the ones that are coming up in the next episode because I don't know who Natasha is.
Yes, I think she was in the preview for next week.
Yep. What do you think about Savannah?
Okay, I was going to bring her up too. I like her, but she's like, I'm cautiously optimistic about her. She seems like she's getting into it for the right reasons. However, she seems like she could be a total flip of the switch and be drama queen.
I like her a lot. She's like the type of girl where you're kind of scared of her, but you want to be her best friend at the same time.
She's like so cute. Let's just
she is literally so pretty.
She's so
pretty, but she's so quirky to the point that like you're not really intimidated by her. You just want to kind of laugh with her. Like I love her. I really enjoy her a lot. But when she comes in, like she's definitely a different type of presence. So it's kind of hard. Like you would think like she would want kind of like a more muscular, more mature kind of dude. And usually when you got a musician, they're kind of like cheerleaders almost, you know, like the same type of type of guy that's generally a musician is like similar to the type of guy that's a cheerleader. It's like they have like a weird vibe to them that's not always super like masculine. So I was like, I don't know, because she's almost masculine, like a little bit, like in a way that's super attractive. So it was like, who here can get that? Who here could be good for her? And I completely forgot about Brandon. So when she chose Brandon, which I'm actually not seeing him. Oh, there he is. He's at the very top. Brandon. I was like, oh, yeah. That makes so much sense. So I'm really happy. That's another couple that I really hope kind of sticks together. Is her and Brandon and Sheridan and Julia.
What do we think? I'm just going row by row here. All right, let's talk about him. What do we think of? I mean, first of all, he's gone.
Michael Todd?
he got voted off, but Michael Todd,
God bless.
The guy who, within 5 minutes of meeting, was it Jamie or Sheridan? Or not Sheridan, Savannah.
It was Savannah.
That he like is like, I like your lips. Do you like mine? It's like, no. I literally like shrieked, and I was like, my roommate was like, are you okay? Because I was like, is this guy serious?
I was like, every girl in America just kind of shivered.
Yeah.
During that moment.
Every guy in America was like, that ain't it, bro. Why you gotta be like that?
And his swagger was just not there. Not a fan.
He was the overly confident, like, who wants to get singing going? And it's like, bro, shut up.
Absolutely not.
He ain't it, but that's okay. He's gone. Let's talk about those people. So Michael Todd gone. Russell, he didn't get a lot of screen time.
I didn't even know who. Okay, so that's what's really kind of nice about The Bachelor. Is if you don't get a lot of screen time during the first like few episodes, you're definitely out. So it gives you more time to fall in love with the people that end up leaving later on, which causes the deeper end of the season to become the biggest heartbreak. And that's kind of where they do it right. So if you don't get a lot of screen time in the first 2 episodes, you're totally out, which is funny because I was watching it with my boyfriend's aunt, and she's watched Survivor a lot. And I guess with Survivor, if you get a lot of screen time, that generally means you're leaving that episode. Like, it's completely flip-flopped. So we're both trying to like come up with who's getting voted out. And I was like, bald guy, this guy, like all the people that I don't know their names. And she goes, really? I'm thinking like Matt and like Ryan and all this stuff. And I was like, oh no. Like Jack. Who was Jack?
Where is Jack?
Who did Jack even talk to?
I think the same thing as you. When I see people like Matt, Julia, Trevor, they're getting like the one-on-one like interview thing style. Like, they're introducing to you the power players right at the beginning. They're giving you Rudi, they're giving you Trevor, they're giving you Matt, Jamie, Brandon, Savannah. They're giving you these like 7 or 8 power players that we're just gonna be like, everyone else is gonna fade away. But I mean, everybody else though, like, so Russell, it didn't get much screen time. When I saw him voted off, I was like, I'm pretty sure we never even got an introduction to this guy. Like, he's just there.
Same thing with Jack.
Yeah, Jack is 40 almost. Says he's 38. Right. Wow.
Yeah, he was old. He's an old one. Same thing with Danny. Like, I don't even know who Danny picked.
Wait, is Danny the guy that was like from another country or something?
I have literally no idea. I have no idea. I literally at one point when they showed him like in the group, I thought he was another host or like a producer. I was like, who the heck is this dude? I was like, Chris Harrison, young, what the heck? Who is this man? Like, he just looks like a TV show host.
There was like a 15-second scene where this girl, I forget what girl, was like, oh my God, you're not from here? What country are you from? And he said what country he was from, because he has an accent. Like, you can just look at the guy and tell, like, that, that dude definitely isn't a white dude. But it's killing me. I don't know where. So was it him, Danny, Jack, and
No, Danny continued on. I think
did.
Becca.
Who'd we lose? We lost Russell.
Josh,
bald guy.
Yep, Jack, Josh, Michael, Todd, and Russell.
I was worried about Josh
Quad.
and Julia for a second. For a split second, I was worried Josh. Just if we're talking, cut the music out, cut everything out. Josh, in society's view, is probably the more attractive male than Sheridan, just because Sheridan, you know, he has a certain look to him that not everybody, you know, would be attracted to. Josh has a really good smile. He's got the backwards hat. I don't know. I was scared that Josh was going to take Julia away from.
Yeah, but Julia has kind of quite the interesting background, though, because she started like.
Oh, she's got the cystic fibrosis.
Yeah, she has cystic fibrosis, and so she spends a lot of her time like looking into medicine and stuff like that, and singing for kids in hospitals, and she's not normally the super cookie cutter, probably looking for looks type of girl.
That's true.
I think she just wants like someone that really accepts her and makes her feel like what she's doing is great, and kind of giving her that like little bit of validation, even though she doesn't really need it because she's kick ass. But
well, then,
I don't know. I think Sheridan was too confident, and the fact that Sheridan was almost like a little nervous kind of made it a little sweet, I think, to at least her. And the fact that he sang her a song and like instantly she started making out with him, I was like,
they're in.
Yeah, that's undeniable. She is so into him. It literally, the sparks are crushing through the air. So that's great.
I'm also really like pleased that this is my first time like seeing guys on the show, just because I haven't watched Bachelorette before. This is my, you know, my first go round, like seeing how guys react to like drama. Like most guys keep their head out of it, but there was a few situations where somebody said like, "Oh, can I steal her away from you for real quick?" Like that happened with Josh and Sheridan. Like with Sheridan straight up just going like, "I need this chick for a minute, like just a minute." And I feel like I'd be so sad if someone stole.
Was it Peter's season or Colton's season where there was a girl? I forget her name, but she. Oh my gosh, she kept stealing people away like every 2 seconds. And it's like,
feels like that was like Hannah Ann at the very beginning. Hannah Ann stole Peter every 5 seconds, it felt like.
It was. I'm gonna look up Colton's season because I'm pretty sure it was Colton's season. That this girl, which you wouldn't know anything about. The thing is, the last 2 seasons of The Bachelor have been pretty rough.
Yeah, I've heard.
And I don't know how much you know about Colton's season, but basically, like, a girl, like, he ended up jumping a fence and doing all this stuff. It was, like, over the top ridiculous. And then he ended up going for a girl that decided to leave the show.
Yeah.
And now they're together and they seem to be doing fine. And then with Peter's season, he ended up picking one, but picking one because the other one also left, and then ended up kind of picking her also. So very similar to basically Colton's season. It's just girls are quite messy.
Have you seen? I followed Kaleigh on TikTok, and Kaleigh has been chilling with Peter.
Yeah, Kaleigh and Peter are, I think, a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, there was like this big conspiracy. So right before the finale of Peter's season, which no one really knew how it was going to exactly go because they were going to do it live. So at that moment in time, like the week of the finale, if you got on Instagram and got on Peter's account, Peter's brother's account, parents, mom and dad's account, and searched Hannah Ann or Maddie, like you wouldn't find them. None of them were on, like none of them were following those 2 people. But if you search Kaleigh, all of them were following Kaleigh. So then we were like, oh.
I saw something and
actually,
it was like
Kaleigh, something we didn't even think of. And then Kaleigh was at the finale, and I was like, "Oh, wait a second!" And then he went for Maddie, and I was like, "I don't know what's happening anymore."
Actually. I saw something on Instagram very similar to what you said. And it was Peter's mom commented something on Kelly's post that said, like, you go, girl, we need to hang out soon. And Kaleigh was like, yes, we do. Can't wait to go shopping with you again or something. So, like, I feel like ever since Peter sent Kaleigh home, he low-key, like, behind the scenes was like, yo, just wait on me. Like, I'm just going to bullshit my way through the rest of the season. And
Right. Because I feel like him trying to get with Maddie might have just been like a publicity poll.
it could have been. And I don't want to completely, like, throw him, like, I don't know what the expression is. I don't want to completely, like,
throw him under the bus or anything.
Throw him under the bus, but, like, maybe what if the producers, like, by the time they started filming that season was like, wow, there's going to be some heavy drama in this. Why don't we just tell Peter that this season isn't going to even be about him finding love, and it's going to be about all this drama in these love triangles and
because he kept
being a virgin
rewarding bad behavior. He rewarded so much bad behavior during that season. Like, it was disappointing almost.
It was.
So I hope the producers learned that, like, basically everyone hated it because we're all like, this is stupid. These girls are stupid and dramatic, and I'm over it.
I wonder how Barb's
oh my
doing.
gosh. Do you follow anyone? Like, do you follow, like, most of the girls from Bachelor Nation? Like, any of the previous girls, like Hannah G?
I follow some of them, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, during Colton season, he had Hannah G, he had Kaylin, and he had Caitlin, whoever he's with now. Basically, some of the, like, staples now in Bachelor Nation, he had all of them in his final four. It was ridiculous. I was like, you are suited up. Cassie, Kaylin. He had Hannah Brown, who ended up being the Bachelorette. He actually introduced Hannah Brown to his family on one of their dates before hometowns, before bringing them home. And kind of had his family feel her out. I think it was like when there was 4 or 5 of them left, and ended up sending her home right after meeting his family, which was, like, premature.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that's been premature. Same thing with Peter's season. I think Maddie met Peter's whole family, like, during the second episode.
Yeah.
I was like, what is up with all this family meeting happening? I'm not here for this.
Yeah, there was definitely some stuff going on behind the scenes with all of that shit. I'm trying to sit here and find some of these. I tried to do this last night when I was watching the episode. I can't find any of these people on Instagram. Maybe I'm just not looking in the right spots because I want to follow my favorites and shit.
Right. I want to follow them too. But
that's what I did at the beginning of last, the first episode of The Bachelor. I immediately went and followed all of my favorite gals. And some of them I still follow just because I love them. But the other ones I was just like, yeah, you're eliminated. Bye-bye. So we discussed last night that at the end, or towards the end at least, of each episode, we will give out 3 awards. One of them being the winner, obviously the person who stole our attention the most for the week, the person that we think handled all their situations best. Loser of the week, same situation, except for the negative connotation, and then the kind of like the sneaky, I've got my eye on you power player. I've been sitting here trying to think about my winner, and looking at all the faces, I honestly think the winner of this first episode, at least to me, was Sheridan. I think Sheridan is my top player right now. I'm genuinely rooting for this guy.
I think each week you and I need to rotate so we don't pick the same people. So I really like Sheridan too, but I'm going to push myself to pick a different winner. So next week I get to go first, so I don't get second pickings.
Okay. and sometimes we might not. I almost picked Chris Harrison because Chris Harrison is bae. Or I was going to pick Trevor just because shit worked out in his favor, and I did not think she was going to pick Trevor. I thought she was going to pick Ryan.
Yeah, I think the winner to me is Ryan.
Yeah.
Because I think he's going about this all the right ways for all the right reasons. He's being vulnerable and really trying to follow his heart and be that person. Like, he's not trying to be drama-filled or dramatic. Like, you didn't see him backlash or do anything crazy, right? Like, he held his composure really, really well. And then he still got picked by someone else. So he's still there. So he ended up being a winner in the end, quote unquote, being a winner because he's still on the show. But I like him a lot. He's kind of goofy, but I enjoy, like, he's definitely there for the right reasons. He's definitely in love with music, and he's definitely trying to be vulnerable and find that person and not beat around the bush. So I like him a lot.
Agreed. And then we got loser of the week. This one's a little tougher. Part of me wants to go with the obvious and say, Matt, you fucked up. But I think for loser of the week, I'm going Michael. You can't come in on the first night, and yes, he got eliminated, so that reinforces my opinion. But you can't come in first night within the first hour, first drink in your hand, asking people if they want to make out with you. You can't be the over-the-top guy. Michael went about this all the wrong ways. I feel like if he had kept his cool and not been a total creep, he would have stuck around, because the dude, when he did sing, he was very good. All these people are very musically talented. I loved when Chris or somebody played I think Ryan was the one playing the piano and Chris was singing. Yeah. There was a group of them sitting around the piano and I was really like vibing with it. I was like, this is rocking. But yeah, I think loser of the week for me goes to Michael.
Yep.
R.I.P. Michael.
Mine is Rudi. Do not like Rudi. I feel like she's already putting words in people's mouths a little bit, and she's being a little too dramatic. And for half a second, I thought she was digging Michael Todd. Like, when he was singing, I was like, girl, if you save Michael Todd, I am done with you. Like, you're on the top of my shit list, and I do not care about anything that comes out of your mouth for the rest of this season. But she didn't do that, thankfully. But either way, I don't really like her. I just don't feel it. And now she wants to go for Ryan, and it's like, don't
you ruin Ryan.
Don't ruin him. He's so sweet.
I'm low-key getting Victoria F vibes from her. Like, shit stirrer, problem starter. I'm getting some unhappy vibes from Rudi. But
who's your sneaky?
And then finally, my sneaky, like, I've got my eye on you. I have it narrowed down to two. I think oh man, that's tough. I think I'm going with Savannah.
That's a good one.
It was either going to be her or Brandon. They both didn't get a lot of screen time, but they both seemed very comfortable when they talked to people. They're both very good looking. They're both very talented. I think Savannah has potential to be a real power player late as this goes on. And same with Brandon. I think he's going to be a power player as this goes on too. They're both very charming. So yeah, that's my sneak, unless I'm forgetting someone. Nah, I think, or maybe Cheyenne, just because, she stole Matt. For all we know, she comes in and swoops Matt off his feet. So, because he
better hope so, because guys have the roses next week. So
yes, he questioned her when she chose him, and she said that she wanted to listen to her heart or follow her heart, or sometimes you just got to take a chance, something like that. So I was like, okay, Cheyenne, okay. What about you? Who's your sneaky, I've got my eye on you award of the week go to?
Trevor.
Okay.
Trevor is very good looking.
Yes.
And he is talking very strongly right now about good old Jamie. And so they kind of give you a preview of the next episode where some random girl comes in and mentions something about cheating and something about Trevor. So I'm interested to see if that happened before the show or if that happened during the show. It could be someone that Trevor knows. I'm pretty sure that was Natasha or whatever that came in, started spitting some fire. So I'm excited to kind of see that. Can we add one more?
Yeah, go ahead. I gave you Savannah and Brandon. Go ahead.
No.
Oh, like an award?
Couple, yeah.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
couple do you want to last?
Honestly, at this point, I think the most solid couple. Oh God, I forgot. The ones that I want to last, I really want Sheridan and Julia to work out.
That's how I feel too. I really I want them to stay together forever. No one break up Julia and Sheridan.
I something about Sheridan just leads me to believe that this guy's not going to be starting any drama.
Right.
Like, this dude seems like he's like the kind of guy that's like, all that drama, I don't want to be a part of it. I'll be over here writing songs for Julia. You guys can fight. I'll be over here in my corner. He gives me all the good vibes. So yeah, I think Sheridan and Julia get my couple of the week. I want them to survive so bad.
Okay. I will end it with if I have to pick a second, even though mine for sure is Julia and Sheridan, would have to be Savannah and Brandon.
Yep, that was going to be my other two.
Yeah, they're just I just don't feel like Brandon would vibe well with another girl on the show, and I don't feel like Savannah would do the same for another guy. I feel like they could power through and be a really good power couple. And they just look good together. Like, they just seem, plus she seems like she needs someone more mature. So the fact that they're 9 years in age difference doesn't freak me out compared to Jamie and Trevor, who are 9 years different or 8 years different. I'm like, you're both too immature for this.
The
other two, I just feel like they're just so mature that I'm like, I'm ready. I'm cool with them.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be a really solid season. You know, it's going to be a really solid season when we both enjoyed watching the premiere a lot, and B, a lot of these, I keep wanting to say characters, a lot of these people are like resonating with me. Like, I thought about that episode
today. Coming along pretty easily compared to other seasons.
Yeah,
sure, I'm slipping up here and there, but I was catching on to the names pretty quickly.
Yes, I agree. So, well, I think that being said, I think that's the end of the first Binging Batch episode we've got, unless you have anything else to add, Kaleigh.
No, that's all I got.
Sweet. Well, then we'll catch you guys next week for week 2. But until then, follow us on Instagram. Follow me, Logan Lewis 96. Follow us, the Binge Boys podcast. Kaleigh, plug yourself.
My handle is at Kale's Tales, like the tales of Kales. So KALESTALES, just to throw myself out there a little bit more. That's basically all my social media.
Are you cool with, like, when we post stuff like on the Binge Boys account, like to tag you and stuff in it?
Yeah, that's totally fine. That way it's easier for me to share it.
Cool. Word. Yeah, follow us, leave a like, subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the little bell so you know when we upload, comment on it, like it. Tell us what we're doing right. Tell us what we're doing wrong. Follow the other boys too. Follow Pearson, PKiller56. Follow Zach McConnell. Yeah, there you go. We'll catch you next week. I'm going to play us out on that intro beat again. Bye.
Bye.
It's like Ellen, how she dances for the first minute of the show.
Yes.